Hey, Jeff. How are you tonight? I'm just bored sitting here at the house, working on a model. Decided to throw up a stream and see if anybody was home. Just hanging out, working on a model. Listening to the Blues lose in the background. They're getting their butts kicked again. You can join in live on the stream if you like, Jeff. You can just click on that link that I put up there, and that will take you to the StreamYard. And as long as you have a working mic and camera on your computer, you can join in and chit chat live. I'm working on my Firebird here tonight that I brought home from Atlanta. Trying to get everything to fit. It's the engine I'm using is not the engine that was intended for it. Actually, the engine came is coming out of a dragster, and it's about a third bigger than the one that originally came in this kit. Is anybody else lurking out there? If you're welcome to join the stream if you like. It's just a random session. I was bored, and the Blues are losing their hockey game in the background. So I'm working on a model. So you want to pop in and chat, shoot the bull, tell lies, whatever you want to do. That's fine with me. You're more than welcome to join in. I know it's a little late for a lot of the people I normally hang with because they're either in Europe or the East Coast. So what is it now? It's like 10 o'clock on the East Coast. A lot of them are probably shut down for the evening. But if you're out there and you want to jump in, you're more than welcome. Oh my God, the Blues scored. It's an honor. Only losing by 2 instead of 4. Hey Drew, how you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Blues are losing like normal. I'm just sitting here at the bench, listening to the Blues lose and working on this kit I got at Acme that was supposed to be new but wasn't. I've got it pretty much straightened out. I'm working on putting a bigger motor in it than what game, because these originally came with the little 302 Chevy motors in them, these late model Firebirds, and we're doing a little bit bigger than that. While you're there, Drew, give me 1 second here. Move my camera here.
Suntrup's auto acceptance program can get you financed. So shop Suntrup.com and choose from over 1,000 quality, worry-free pre-owned vehicles, most with a lifetime warranty. And come on in and get approved. Save more at Suntrup.com.
My active psoriatic arthritis can make me feel like I'm losing my rhythm. Instead of listening to my skin and joints, I'm getting into my groove. A lot of significant improvements for skin started with helps
Drew, at the IPMS show I went to a while in September, I guess. I won this in a raffle. It's a 1/72nd scale E2C Hawkeye. It's a Fujimi kit. And if you're interested in building it, I will send it to you. Just let me know. If you'd be interested in building this, I will be happy to send it to you, Drew. Just let me know. Because I'm probably never going to. Looks cool. I think you can. They don't show any pictures of the models, but I'm assuming you could build it with the wings folded and whatnot. But if you're interested in building that, just let me know and I will send it to you. Because it's in that small gentleman scale. You know how I like my stuff big. And this is a 1/72nd scale. I think it's 1/72nd. Yep, it's 1/72nd scale, which is your bread and butter. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I will be happy to send it to you. Hope you're having a good year at school, and that your daughter's doing well in college and with her gymnastics and stuff. So I haven't heard from you in a while, other than your video over the summer that you were on hiatus. All right, yeah, I'll mail it to you. If you want to jump in the live stream just to shoot the bull for a little while, you're more than welcome. I've got the link pinned at the top of the comments. You can pop in with just your microphone or camera or both or whatever you want to do. There it is. I'm just trying to work on this Firebird here, bringing it. It was supposed to be a new but open kit, and it was open. In fact, every single piece of the model was cut off the sprues and just dumped in this bag. So I had to go through and inventory every single tiny piece. Fortunately, they were all there, and so wouldn't lose them. I had to start putting them together. Some of those very small pieces I knew I was going to lose, and once I started putting it together, I just went with it. We're using a motor out of a hybrid motor, I should say. I guess it's partially from the '67 Chevelle kit, the Pro Street kit, and then it's going to have an intake manifold and a carburetor. From the '67 GTO. Couldn't get any the way the A-frames and whatnot are designed on this A-arms. I wasn't able to get any headers to go in there, so we're using the stock manifolds on it. We're going to use the stock for the small block, the 302 fan belts and stuff, so that would have the power steering and the air conditioning and all that kind of stuff. This is going to be a 6.6 liter instead of that small little 302 V8, which was anemic on its best days. I was never so happy when I found on my Firebird, when the transmission went out, and I went to the junkyard and found a '72 Buick with a big block V8 and a 400 transmission that had been totaled out, and I was able to buy the whole thing for $200 and put that big block Buick and 400 transmission into my little Firebird. When you rev it was such a tight fit, we had to relocate the air conditioner compressor, and I had to put a low profile air breather on there just so that the hood would close. And when you rev the engine real hard, you could see the hood moving up and down because there was absolutely no clearance when it was closed. But boy, that car had some torque. I was actually worried about that I was going to end up twisting the frame on it. So I was built some custom extenders because that was a unibody. So I built had some custom extenders built to go between the front and the rear frame sections to stiffen it up. It was the same type of thing they used on the convertibles. When they made the convertibles, they used the same type of frame stiffeners for it. Just cut those off. Yeah, I'll get that kit sent to you this week, Drew. I'm assuming the same address as before. I know you won't be able. You're not there during the week. You're only there on the weekends. So if I mail it, it was tomorrow, Wednesday. If I mail it tomorrow, it'll probably show up over the weekend at your house in Colorado. I think it was colder here the other day than it was in Colorado. It was freaking freezing here. Better the other way. Let's do that engine block being the way it is.
Tell me you want a new iPhone. I got a plan for Ryan. This holiday, turn any iPhone in any condition into a new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium, Apple TV 4K, and 6 months of Apple One, all 3 on us. It's holiday everyday with Verizon. How does Taco Bell not have a breakfast taco already? You have all the ingredients: fluffy eggs, melty cheese, savory sauce. What's simpler than a taco? The all-new toasted breakfast taco. Simple, tasty. I did that. I made that happen.
Yeah, it's been the last couple of days here have been all right, but it was freaking cold last week. We had frost every night, and I swear when I got home from Acme on Sunday night, it was spitting snow flurries. But the air was that cold. The ground was still 70 degrees, but the air was cold enough. I think it was a little bit of snow mixed into that rain when I was coming home. Either that or there was a giant bird flying over my car that had dandruff, one or the other. Okay. That way. He said anybody's wondering a bit, but I think Drew's the only one. Ooh, 4:30. They're going up to Boulder for college tour. But I liked Boulder when I used to live out there. We visited there quite often. I actually lived a little further west and north. I was in Green River, Wyoming for a long time. And so going down to, but my sister lived in Colorado Springs, and her husband slash at the time boyfriend was in the Air Force Academy, so we were out there quite a bit. I really liked it. Be a nice area. I'd kind of like to get to move to the Front Range one day because I know it's you kind of get shielded from the super bad weather. I mean, you do get bad weather, but in the winter, but the brunt of like what the plains, the flatlands get is not as much as what you get right in that area. Hey, Jonathan, you're welcome to pop into the chat if you want. And we're just hanging out here. I'm just killing time. The Blues are losing, and I'm working on this model kit here. And I was bored, so I decided to start a live stream. I'm not sure who most of the regulars are probably already in bed because they're East Coast or Europe, so they're probably most of them are probably already asleep. But you're welcome to join if you want. Boulder was also that's where Mork and Mindy was from. If I remember right, they lived in Boulder, Colorado. Hopefully, Drew, we're gonna see a B-58 finish before too long, maybe possibly before I start another one. I'm about 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them ahead. 6 ahead on you on the V-58s. Oh yeah, so you're further. You're not right up against the mountains like in Colorado Springs, that area where a lot of that stuff goes past before it drops in. Yeah, so we lived out in the plains out in western Wyoming, and it was brutal in the wintertime there. The summers were nice. It was hot, but it was dry. But from the end of September to the middle of April, man, we had snow all the time. Oh no, you screwed it up. We're gonna have to get you another one. We can send you another one if you need one. I've got a few extras. In fact, I could send you one of the big ones if you have room for it. I've got extras of the big one too. Of that one. I'll get my camera here. I got extras of that one. The big one, 48 scale. If you need one of those, I can send you one of those too. Yeah, so okay, so you're further out. Yeah, it's further out in the plains. Ah, cool. You almost got your El Camino done. Yeah, I have another. Well, I have an Italiari and I have a Testers one, which is the same thing. I can send you another one. Because I'd have offered to bet, but the way the Blues are playing this year, they're not going to make the playoffs again this year either. So I just forfeit now. Yeah, I'll send you one when I'll send it with this one. I'll dig it out. I think I've got at least one Italiari and I've got 2 Testers, which are all the same kit. They're just boxed differently. All right, I could send you one of the big ones too, if you'd rather have one of the big ones. But it is big. You take up your whole desk. Did you ever show us any pictures of your El Camino on the streams there, Jonathan? Because I don't remember seeing it. I know you were talking about it. Oh, yeah. The kit I've got is complete. I think it's probably even still. Well, I don't know if it's sealed. I may have looked at it. So it's probably not sealed, but I know it's complete. And I know I've got at least two of the testers ones, because I've got the regular testers one and the trainer version where they had a different cockpit. I know you like 1/72 scale. Well, I wasn't. Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed it last night because I had to deal with my mother. She has dementia, and we had to put her dog down on Sunday night, and she was still not processing that. She was convinced that my brother stole her dog, and she didn't believe me when I told her that the dog had passed away. So I was spent most of the evening up with her. Oh, cool. I'll make sure to watch it. You get to see my video on my Firebird that I just finished. That one came out really cool. I was really happy with it. Yeah, it sucks all the way around. I mean, the dog was her main companion, because I couldn't be around all the time. Happy birthday, Jonathan. So having to put the dog down. I mean, she even one that told me that the dog needed to go to the vet, and something was wrong with it, and then she told me to go ahead if it had to put it down. But then it didn't process in her mind that it actually happened. So as far as she still thinks my brother took the dog because he didn't like it, even though she was there and knows that the dog passed away. So we were it was really bad yesterday. Today she only mentioned it once or twice, so I think it's either processed in or fading away. And we're just doing everything we can to keep her in her own house as long as possible, because it's a long, slippery slope, and the longer we can keep her at the top of the hill, the better off she'll be. But I'm not here to depress you guys. We're just here to hang out. Drew, I think Jonathan's going to be 18 or 17 tomorrow, I think. He's in Appalachia. He's out there in West Virginia. He's on one of them country roads that take me home. All right, he's probably in the Blue Ridge Mountains instead of in Appalachia, but I guess that's all part of the same thing. All right, Drew. Yeah, I thought it was going to be 17. Yeah, so happy birthday, Jonathan. Hope you have a good day tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after. Yep, there we go. Blues are now losing 5-2. Yay. Well, Jonathan, I'm working on my Firebird here. I'm getting the big motor put in it. I got everything all fit so that the big motor will fit in there. I put it up there where you can see. So it doesn't have the little anemic 302 in it anymore. The little Chevy motor that they copped out to put in there. It's got a big block in it, which came from my 67 Chevelle kit. And I think we're going to paint this one silver. I haven't decided if I'm going to use the turbo hood with the turbo intake on it or the flat one. I'll probably use the GTA hood because I'm not going to put the turbochargers on here. There's not that much room in there for the big block engine and the turbochargers. Let me see if I can, let me take a picture of that, because Because the video does not save the address. The video doesn't save the chat. So, and if you want, you can. I think I got. Let me check to make sure I got it in here. You can messenger it to me on Facebook, or I think you have my email. I'm pretty sure I have yours. Yeah, I got it. Okay. I will send it. I will send it to the Altoona address. I will send both kits out. Probably send them in 2 separate boxes just for the sake of size. But to put them both in one box, it probably costs 3 times as much to ship it. But I'll just send it in 2 boxes, so I can use the priority flat rates for those. Yeah, I've got boxes for those. My email is on almost every one of my videos. You can get it from there or my about page. I thought you probably. I think I don't know if I got yours anymore either because after my phone took a crap, I'm slowly trying to rebuild my address log. No, I don't think I have. I might have it on my email server. If not, if I have trouble getting it, I will send it to you over the Facebook Messenger. Well, I hope you get through it this time because that's a decent kit. The Lindbergh kits aren't bad either, but the Italieri one is really, really nice. And when you're ready for a big one, let me know because what's his name? Sabar over in Europe is doing designing 3D printed cockpits for all 3 cockpits for the 48 scale one, which is going to be amazing when they're done. He posted some pictures of them today. And they're going to try to do them in resin cast, and if they can't resin cast them, then they will sell them as 3D prints or 3D print files. All right, that works. I think I've got it somewhere, but that way I can send it to you for sure. I can send you my email and back and forth. It makes it a lot easier. In fact, I'll even send you, if you want, I'll send you my cell number, and you can text me when and if needed. And I promise you, I don't abuse that. I don't like talking on the phone for some odd reason. So I rarely. Most text messages from me are response by thumbs up or yes or no, okay or okay. I don't. I talk all the time, but I just never. As far as text messages and stuff, I just never. It was before or after my time, I guess, a little bit. Of course, I didn't even get a smartphone until they forced me to get a smartphone. I kept my Motorola Razr until the very last day that I couldn't even use it anymore. Yeah, the little 1/72 Corsair from them is really nice. The Rebelle one is really good too. I've got one of those in my stash too. Actually, I got 2 of those little Rebelle ones. Just whatever you do, don't build the Airfix one. The Airfix one, oh my God, it's a horrible. It looks good when it's done, but oh man, is it a mess. But it's like 1950s tooling. They just keep recycling it, and it wasn't great then. It's got all, for 1/72 scale, it's got all raised panel lines and raised rivets, and it's a mess. You pretty much got to sand the whole thing smooth and re-scribe the whole thing. At the end of the day, it does look like a Corsair, but there's a lot better ones out there. Yeah, I'm going to do mine. I think when I get around to them, I'm going to do them in the Australian Navy or aren't the Royal Navy, Australia and New Zealand for World War II, where they clipped off the wings, the wing tips, and then they painted them in. The early ones were painted in Southeast Asia camo colors. They were painted in a light green and gray scheme, which I really like. And then later on, they painted them all in the solid dark blue. Yeah, Airfix is a tough one. Some of them, their newer kits are really nice, and some of their old ones are really trash. But there are a lot of them that's the only place you can get that model from. So you have to kind of deal with it. Like the old World Cup racers, the racing airplanes, like the early Spitfires with the twin boom and twin motor style and stuff from the British. I think it was Bulldog. It was the British Bulldog. Was the name of it. It was in the movie, the Wings movie, when the animated Pixar movie. But like that kit, that's the only place you can get it is from Airfix, and it's an old nasty kit. But you have to do what you want. I mean, I'm also working on some 3D printed stuff now too. I've got this V2 I'm working on slowly. I got to get some more filler primer for it after I get the main gap. I'm working on filling the main seam gaps on it. This one was given to me. It was an off print. It had some issues with the print, so he just gave it to me. So I'm working on fixing those. It had a big hole in it here. What else did it have? A crack. This section had a crack in it here, and then it had a big chunk missing from this section down here. I got that one fixed. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell where it was anymore. So that's a good sign. I can't even see where the chunk was missing from. So that's what I do. Working on that on the side, and then I'm actually going to start an F-15C. It's a tester's model. 69Z28 Camaro is that the Revell kit, and the 40 Ford AMT. Yeah. The Z28 is that the blue street burner one. That's a nice kit. 1940 Ford. I think I've got that here somewhere, but I don't remember. I know I built the 48 Ford, and I've got the 30, 37, and 38 Fords, I guess. But I don't remember if I have the 40 Ford. The Z28 I know I have. All right, thanks, Drew. I got your message from your Facebook Messenger. I'll reply to it later. I'll get those kits out to you later this week, probably tomorrow or the next day. Because no hustler should be left behind. We gotta get you to complete a hustler build. That's such a cool plane. Yeah, I think that's the same one that's in the street burner box with the blue and white Camaro on the front. That's a good kit. I've built it once, and I've stolen parts from it more than once. I've got a couple that I have for parts kits, and then actually Papa Zink won one in my last subscriber drawing. He won one of those. Tell you what, Drew, if the Avs win this year, I will do a B-58 Hustler in the Colorado Avalanche colors and logos on it, which would choke me to death, because this F-15 I'm doing the St. Louis Blues one. That's how much I like my Blues, even though they suck. The game they should have won 6-1. They ended up losing 5-2. When you count the empty net goal. Oh, that's why the phone that's back there and I'm not looking at it. Okay, so where are we at on here now? I think we're about ready for painting. Let's see. I'll do that on first. I build cars like I do build my airplanes. I tend to do a lot of sub-assemblies and paint them in sub-assemblies, kind of like you do for a plane or a tank, as opposed to a lot of people will build cars. They'll build and paint, build and paint, build and paint as they go. The engine I'll do is 2 sub-assemblies, and then I'll paint it, and then I'll go back and detail paint it, because I'm going to go ahead and paint over the chrome intake and the chrome valve covers to make them match the engine, and then I will pick out the details like the ARG valve and things like that, and the exhaust manifolds and all that. I'll pick out the separate colors. I'll have to drill out the distributor cap so I can do plug wires on it. Let's see. I don't want to do that. I want to get firewall in now. Just have to watch them when they're on the East Coast, and they'll start like it's 5 o'clock in the evening for you. That's my problem when the Blues play West Coast games. It doesn't start until 9 o'clock, and by the time they're in Vancouver or Seattle or LA or San Francisco or San Jose, I guess technically, the game starts so late that I can't hardly stay awake to watch them. It's one nice thing about the streaming service, though, because you can always go back and watch it the next day. All right, Drew, have a good night, and we will see you later. Get that goobered up in there. And Jonathan Drew's a principal, high school principal in Colorado. He builds lots of cool models on his channel. He does mostly airplanes, but we'll do other stuff too. You should, there's a channel you should probably check out. Is Drew's Models. He does some really cool stuff. think I want to glue that. Glue that right there. I don't know who that is. Let me see who that is. Let's see. Who you are. Hello, Paul. How are things down in Australia? You're coming into summertime or springtime, I guess it is now. If you'd like to join the stream, the link is at the top of the chat. I'm just hanging out here. I was watching the Blues lose their hockey game and working on a model. I know a couple people in Australia, but that's like saying I know a couple people in New York City. I mean, it's among millions of people. Okay. I'll give you a blue wrench there, Jonathan. So if you see anything going wrong that I don't catch, you can kick them out. Because that Ashana Rose has no content on their page, so I don't know anything about them. Yeah, I know. So I know two guys. I don't know if you probably lots of you know him would be slim to none. One is Keith Purcell, who's a avid figure modeler. He's up in he's from Tasmania, but he's in North Queensland. That's where he's living now. And then Keith, I can't remember what Keith's last name is. He's in Adelaide, all the way at the other end in the south of Australia. Keith Thompson, that's his name. But I haven't seen him in a while on Facebook or YouTube or anything. And my schedule, I'm usually with the morning crew for the European guys, and about the time that you're all going to bed or just getting home from work is when I'm headed to bed. That's during when I was working and having a lot of dealings with companies in China. I kind of ended up on the Chinese time schedule. So I ended up being up basically all night and sleeping most of the day. Where we rarely see the sunlight. Yeah, so while as long as you're in here, Jonathan, if you see anything that looks scoopy, you can put them in timeout or block them or let me know so I can do it. Uh, I don't expect to see much of anything. It's like most of the usual suspects are already in bed. We got one of the West Coast guys is what now? 10. It's like 8 o'clock in the evening on the West Coast, and Hawaii, and then you get more. It's early morning on the other side of the world. But my work schedule did allow me to meet a lot of people from the other side of the world because I was on their time schedule. So I spent a lot of time talking to people from Australia and New Zealand, and it was like Keith. At that time, Keith lived in Tasmania. He was the only guy I knew from Tasmania. Yeah, got a couple friends in Japan, and it would help me with getting model kits that were Japanese exclusives or really hard to find here in the U.S. I could get them. He would send them to me from Japan. Some of the off the ball, especially like Gundam kits, that type of thing. Okay, so that's probably about as far as I can go on the Firebird tonight because if I fire up their compressor at this time of night, I will get shot. There's no doubt in my mind. I will be on the shit list if I turn on the compressor. So let's move that to there. Move this stuff over here, and we will grab my Eagle. This is a Tester's limited edition 4-star collector series F-15C. Kind of cool. The box got toasted on it, so I don't have the box for it anymore. But I got everything that was in the box. It came with a nice color painting guide. We're going to be doing a custom paint scheme on it, but the paint colors and whatnot are going to be the same. And here's a little write-up about the 4-star collector series F-15 Eagle. Talks about the history of the Eagle and how the Soviets bringing out the more advanced, the MiG-21s and MiG-25s, kind of pushed the U.S. to develop the Eagle. We got comes with 2 sets of decals, but I'm going to be using different ones than come in this kit. I'm going to be doing the Missouri Air National Guard F-15C. Oh, Joey's not. I thought Joey was asleep by now.
Hey, what's happening, Bob?
Hey, Joey.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, good deal. No, I'm not asleep. I'm usually up till 3, 4 in the morning.
I figured most of the East Coast guys were asleep. I was just bored and kicked on a video and see what happens. And
Yeah.
I had Principal Drew on here for a while. We've got Paul on here from Australia, and we've got Jonathan in here.
Cool. Hey, Paul. Hey, John.
Jonathan has a blue wrench, so he can. You got to be nice to him tonight.
Well, I'm not typing in the chat, so
That's true.
he can't.
He can't get you from there.
Yeah, he can't get me from in here. I ain't scared of him no way.
Oh, cool. I really enjoyed that 747 shuttle build. It's hanging up. It's still here. Let me spin you around here. I don't know if you can see it. Way down there at the other end. It's hanging down there.
You got a big long workbench like I do.
Other end of the tarmac, yeah.
You turned the whole room into your work area, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I had to gut it out when it was a storage room, basically.
Yeah.
We had to gut it out because we had to change our HVAC system. So everything that was in here as storage had to come out so they could get the new units in. And while it was out, just screw it. I mean, I threw about 90% of the stuff in here away and redid it and rebuilt it into a slash man cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 747. I enjoyed that kit. Actually, it was the Rebel Model of the Month on their Facebook page. It was.
Yeah.
It's fun. Well, mine was missing parts when I got it. I had to order.
Give me a blue wrench now. I just typed in there and told John to shut up.
Okay. So we can have a battle of the blue wrenches.
Let him time me out. I don't care. I give him something to talk about on Seniors Live. Let's see, what is today? Tuesday? Yeah, today's Tuesday.
Wow. Yeah, it's on Tuesday.
Yeah. On this 72 GMC where I did a partial tub, I had to make tubs for it. And it took me several tries using like spray can lids. And then I finally ended up with a medicine bottle that worked out perfect for my tubs inside the bed.
Yeah, I use them quite a bit.
Yeah. And they got some nice lines on them. They kind of look like a bead roll, but they fit perfect. I mean, it looks really good. I'm happy with it. And then the grill, I like this stock old school grill, but where this is going to be a custom truck, this came with 2 grills. It came with that one, the bumper was molded to the grill. Okay, it was all one piece.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to use the other grill with the roll pan. I wanted to use the actual bumper. So what I did is cut the bumper loose from the factory grill, and voila. Now I have the custom grill. And I can, after it's painted, I strip the chrome. I'm going to use AK Super Chrome to re-chrome the bumper in the grill. And then I'll use that panel line accent in those lines on the grill. That's going to look really cool. But that's my custom front nose now for this truck. But yeah, like I said, I like the original style grills. But where this is lower, it's going to have fat wheels all the way around it. So this is going to be a custom truck. And then the steering wheel was a stock styled steering wheel. I like those too, but again, I want it to be custom. So I went digging and I found this steering column. It's got the tilt, turn signal, and then the shifter lever on it. And then the steering wheel I'll be going with is it's like a bat wing type.
Yeah, that's like the same one that was in the 55 Ford
That's where I got this from, and the steering column.
steering column. Yeah.
I kit bashed it. So that's going in this for the dash, and I've already got my little stud sticking out of the hole where the steering column goes, and then that will fit right over it, and then the steering column or the steering wheel on top of the column. But yeah, that's what I've gotten done today.
Cool.
I really wanted to have this in paint by Friday. It ain't gonna happen. I ordered a cow hood for this, and the guy just now shipped it. I ordered it way the other day, so I'm not gonna get it until probably Monday.
Yeah, a lot of those guys
And-
don't make the parts until you order them.
Yeah, so I'm not going to paint anything until all the body parts are here in my hands, because I don't want to paint one part one day and another part another day, and
And they
then
have the color not match. Yeah.
because temperature change or whatever.
I forget. Use gray primer on one piece and red primer on another one or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, which this
Been
body,
there, done that.
yeah, all of this body is it's going to be a gold primer base. And then I'm using that. I'm not really a waitress fingernail polish
Right.
for my top coat. And that's a red color, burgundy wine color. So tomorrow I'm going to finish up on getting the interior done. And that'll be out of the way while I wait for the other stuff to get here. So I'll still have a video to throw up Friday to show the progress on it. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
On the flocking, I've done it twice now. And the problem I'm having is, I put the black paint down and then I sprinkle the flocking on. I let it set maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then I dump the excess out. And then I see that I've got flat spots, like the paint soaked through. What am I doing wrong? Am I putting too much paint, or?
Could be. I don't use the flocking too much.
Oh, okay.
I generally use the felt if I can get away with it, or I just paint. Because unless there's a convertible top, you really don't see the carpeting all that much anyway.
Right. Because I was thinking of doing the floor in black, and then the rest is going to be this. It's called Ochre Sand by Ammo, but it's like a saddle tan color.
Yeah, I use
And
Vallejo desert sand yellow, which is kind of the same thing. Then I use the brown
my
panel
base
liner.
my base for the interior, I'm going to use the Mr. Finisher Surfacer Black, and then I'll spray this over it, and that will give it the shade that I want, I believe.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll use this the felt adhesive stuff.
Oh yeah, that is right. That's what you use. Yeah.
This stuff here, it's got the adhesive on the back. You just cut it because you're not going to see a whole lot of the carpet anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And the side
I
cards
just wanted it to, just at first glance, when you look at it, you're going to see there's a color combination of the interior. It's going to have the saddle tan, black carpet, and then all the chrome and accents on the dash and gauges. I just think it would look.
And it comes in black. It comes in a brown color, kind of a light tan. Comes in a green, blue.
And I think the steering wheel and the steering column, I'm not completely set on it yet, but I'm thinking both. I'm going to paint the same color of the truck, and then decorate, by painting the gear shifter and all the other knobs, and then put the super chrome in the center of the batwing wheel.
The other
And-
thing I could try would be a static grass applicator for that blocking that helps it stand up more when you put it
I
in.
have one of those. Yep.
Yeah, because that's just that uses the electric current.
Yeah.
You put the positive side to your T strainer, and then you put a little pin with the negative side into your wet glue or your wet paint, and when you shake it, it should make it help the strands stand up and down more.
Right.
But yes,
Yeah.
unless I'm doing a convertible, I usually just paint the floorboard anyway because you can't really see it most of the time.
Yeah. And that may be what I do is use. I got some of that Oplake black by what is the name of that? Createx.
Mm-hmm.
I may just paint that on because it's not a shiny black and it's not a satin black either. It's just opaque or opaque or however you pronounce that. Well, that's cool, John. You almost got your El Camino done. I like the 59 El Camino, but I like the 59 Impala two-door better. I'm supposed to be trading my ZZ Top kit, Eliminator kit, to Marcy for one of those. She's going to check to see which one's kit. She said she's got 2 of them. She's going to look in her storage, get pictures, and see which one I'll choose from it. Trade. But also, I went ahead and stripped the paint off the rear bumper, and I don't like the mirrors that came with this kit either. Where are those other mirrors? I kit bashed and got these mirrors out of this 55. That's going to go on this truck too. Where are they at? Right here. They're round with a longer stem, and I think those will look good on this truck.
How's it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking for a second for your records, and now you're doing little round ones for your record. You want the big truck ones
Yeah,
for the record.
I call them the wing mirrors.
The big
record or the big truck. Yeah, I got a set of those that were in this kit of the 72 GMC, and I'm going to use those on the wrecker.
Yeah, for the street machine though, you don't want the big ones. A lot of those don't even have outside mirrors on them. In fact, until it was like 71 or 72, that was an optional piece to have an outside mirror.
Yeah. What would really look good, I think, would be a better setup for mirrors would be those teardrop shape type that you see on like the
Camaro
70 to
Firebird
81
stones.
Camaro Firebird. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't have none of those. The only ones I have are on that Z28 I just finished, and I'm not going to take those. So El Camino went from looking like Impalas to Chevelles to Monte Carlo, basically each of those as a truck. Yeah, I know. I used to own a Ranchero, 78 Ranchero. Fun car, had a big engine in it. It'd get up and go with you.
You know, it was like 1982. I sold my 68 and my 69 C10 for $150 each.
Oh.
They were both rust buckets. They had straight 6 3-speeds that were used more oil than they did gas. And I just, to me, they were just junk. And
today's world, you can re-sheet metal an entire vehicle just from aftermarket parts. So it's amazing. Even the 59 Impalas, you can buy the doors, the door skins, the fenders, the hood, the trunk, full floor pans, seat pan at the rear seat, trunk pan. I mean, they got it all. You can even buy a brand new Y or X frame if you got $17,000. That is.
I always wondered, and then Jonathan's not going to be old enough to remember this, but I always wondered if you had enough money, if you could order and build an entire car from the J.C. Whitney catalog.
Oh, yeah, back in the day, you could do that. You could order a lot.
I think they sold everything except for probably a frame. You'd have to have a frame.
Yeah, my uncle Junior built an entire CJ5 Jeep out of the J.C. Whitney catalog.
Because they sold all the panels and all the engine part, everything for the car they sold basically, but the frame and a VIN plate.
Yeah, he had the frame, the front and rear axles, the engine, transmission, but he didn't have the body. And he bought a complete fiberglass CJ5 body right out of J.C. Whitney catalog, had it ordered and shipped to his house. And he put that thing together in the driveway and drove it every day till the day he died.
He said, I don't even think J.C. Whitney even exists anymore, but I mean, it would be kind of cool if you could just go in and say, if I wanted to have my 69 GTO back, and just start ordering parts out of the J.C. Whitney catalog and order every part I needed to build the car. I mean, year one would probably have or have most of it, but they're a lot more proud of their parts than J.C. Whitney was.
Yeah, well, I was recently, just 3 days ago, reunited with my high school sweetheart, which is a 1959 Chevrolet Impala two-door hardtop. Unfortunately, she is so far gone. I don't want to say I can't save her, because anything can be saved these days. I don't want to go to that extent on that one. I have another body, 1959, sitting in Minnesota at my friend Arco's fabrication shop. I think what I'm going to do, it's not a think, I'm absolutely going to do, is take the VIN tag from Sandy. I named that car Sandy. I'm going to take the VIN tag from Sandy, all the good chrome that's still on Sandy and any other part, and use those on my other car that's sitting in Minnesota. This way I'll have two in one. I'll have Sandy plus the new one. The reason I named her Sandy is when I first got her when I was 16, the floor pans were completely gone and you could see the sand on the ground through the floor pan. So I named her Sandy.
Yeah, with my C10 pickup, I had 2x4s for a floorboard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I had one 2x4 across there so you could keep your feet from dragging when you were driving it.
Yeah.
Name the other car Marcy.
What?
Jonathan said name the other car Marcy.
Oh. No, my other car's not Marcy. The only thing I can drive her to is up a wall. I'm surprised she's not in here. She might be lurking.
Yeah, Paul, they're actually importing a lot of those old GM cars and Ford cars from Australia back to the U.S. now, the ones that were built over there, because they survived out there better in the desert than they did here in the snow in the winters.
Yeah.
So they're pulling a lot of those Mustangs and stuff out of New Zealand and Australia and bringing them back here and selling them at a premium price.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I've got a friend in Kentucky that completely restores old classics and sells them to people over in Australia and other countries.
Yeah.
That's his only customers. Yeah, that's his only customers. They'll contact him and say, hey, I want a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle convertible big block car. He'll find the car and bring it into the shop, do videos, take pictures, send it to him as the progress takes place. And then he's already gotten paid, so he ain't worried about losing. And he does a fantastic job. This guy is so meticulous when it comes to detail. I watched him
Yeah, that's
restore an old set of gauges from a 1970 Chevelle, and they looked better than new when he was done. It was amazing. But it usually takes him about 2
Those are nice
years.
cars.
Huh?
Oh, Paul just said he got a 2023 Challenger. Those are nice cars.
Oh, yeah.
And they're coming to an
Yeah.
end too, because with the all electric car emissions thing, they're not going to be making any of those cars anymore. Chargers,
Yeah.
Challengers, Camaros are all going away. And Mustang is going to be all electric.
Mhm. Yeah, I watched a video of a guy. It was on that one show with Joe Martin and Amanda. What's the name of that? Iron Resurrection. They had went to get some parts from a guy for a car, and this guy has an electric powered. I think it was a '67 Mustang Fastback, and he took them for a ride in it. And that car, being electric, would literally burn the tires off of it.
Oh, I have no
Had that
problem with
much
electric cars, except for the infrastructure is not here.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
the nearest charging station to my house is about 35 miles away. So, I
Yeah.
could put a charging station at my house, but other than that, and if you go the other direction,
Yeah.
you go west, it's about 60 miles to the charging station.
Yeah,
So the
I know down
infrastructure
in
is
just in what was it 2018, Quartzsite, Arizona, which is so far out in the desert that unless you planned on going there, you normally wouldn't go there. But it's a beautiful place to camp and do it for free on BLM land. But they have charging stations out there right next to the gas station.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan, a lot of those electric cars will chew up a V8 now because they have torque for days.
Yeah.
And
the only way you'll catch them is when the battery dies.
Yeah. They just keep going fast. They have, they've got full, unlike a V8 with a transmission, they've got all the torque they need.
Yeah.
You can take it as fast as the wheels will let it go.
They don't have to worry about blowing the engine up when they over rev it.
Yeah, well, they could burn out a motor if they go too bad, but it's just the batteries, systems, and the infrastructure. We're just not ready for it yet.
Yeah.
I was looking in a hybrid on my next car just so that I knew that I had the gas engine backup if you needed it, because we're so far out in the sticks that they literally, it's 30 miles to a charging station. So if I forget and head out on the road and don't realize I don't have the power on, get stuck real quick.
Yeah.
Be trying to set up solar panels on the roof of the car to get enough juice to get to town.
Yeah.
Of course, that was the way when I was a kid too. If you didn't buy gas by noon on Saturday, you were SOL till 5 a.m. on Monday morning.
Right.
Unless you had enough to get to the interstate, which was like 35 miles away.
Yeah.
If you didn't buy gas by noon on Saturday, you were done for.
Yeah, I'm going to show you a picture. You'll probably have to put me on the big screen to see it. But I found my old high school sweetheart. Here's a picture of her in her current state. Breaks my heart, really. Let me get a hold of the phone here. There she is. 1959 Chevrolet Impala two-door hardtop. Red with a white top.
Yeah, those are cool cars.
Yeah, she's in very, very bad shape. But the glass is still good. All the chrome that is there is still good. Even the cat eye tail lights and stuff is all there. So I'm going to pull all of that. And the steering wheel is not cracked up and falling apart. So I'm going to grab that. My phone went to sleep. But
Well,
anyway.
enjoy doing your yard work, Paul. I'm so glad mine's over. I got to rake the leaves one more time, and then that's it till spring.
Yeah. Good night, Paul. But they said they were going.
Yeah, Jonathan, around here, most of the electric is either hydroelectric or wind power. We do have one nuclear plant, but there's all the coal-fired plants around here are gone.
Yeah.
So there's one left, one coal-fired plant left, but that doesn't provide power for the area here. It provides power for Western Illinois, so all the power from it goes to.
Yeah. Hey, Edward.
Hey, Ed.
I've got a folder jam-packed full of your pictures, Ed.
Glad you can come pop in live if you want, Ed. I was just bored this evening with nothing going on, and the Blues were losing, so I just kicked up a live stream while I'm sitting here at the bench building. In fact, I got
Don't let him lie to you, Ed. He missed me.
Yeah,
I knew I would.
I didn't hear you come in. I figured you all in bed. I did get a shop card from Manny in today, so I have to add him to my next video.
Oh, okay.
For Manny Scale Models.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a little bit of this out on a Q-tip here. This saddle tan color ochre sand.
Okay.
And you'll be able to see it a little better. I don't want to get too much. Okay. There it is. Beautiful color.
Yeah, it's real close to what the desert yellow sand or whatever is the Vallejo color I use for.
And I think that's going to pop really. I think that's going to pop really well with that burgundy wine, whatever color.
Yeah.
For the body, and then the tan interior. It's just going to look good. Can't wait. Like I said, I'm not painting anything on this body until that hood gets here, and I'm sure I'll have to sand and shape that hood a little bit to get it to fit good. I remember when
it's a resin one. It's easy to do because you can heat it with your heat gun or hot water and kind of form it to place as it cools. It'll stay.
Yeah, well, the thing with it fits on there good, nice and square and level. It's a little bit too long, so it sticks out past the grill a little bit over here on the front. And when I did the Bigfoot barn find of this exact same kit, I bought that same hood from the same seller. And I remember I had to sand the backside in order to move it back some.
Yeah.
And I'll have to do that, I'm sure, on this one. Unless he's changed his tooling since. I mean, that was, what year was that when I did that? 2012, I think.
Did you getting it from Lucas C? Is that who you're getting it from?
No, let me see here.
I know he did an outlaw hood for the truck.
I don't think it's Lucas C. He's on eBay. 67 Impala 427 is his name on here. Yeah, I didn't know anybody else sold it. So this guy's got all kinds of cow hoods.
When you get it, let me know. I'll give you the measurements for my C3500 and see if that hood will fit. So I'd like to have an outlaw hood for that C3500.
Okay. Well, this is just a cow hood. I don't know if you'd call it.
Well, yeah, I raised the back raised hood or whatever. That's what it is.
Yeah. Let me see if I can share this, and then you can get a look at it. Let me go to present, share screen. StreamYard and then enter entire screen. What did I do? Hit entire screen?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. So click allow. Now you can bring it up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, though. It's sitting there for you to share it.
See if it's
Hey,
showing.
Carity. Do you see it there?
Nope.
It's right next to me in the,
Okay,
in the
there
lobby
it is.
thing down there. Yeah.
I see it.
Okay.
It's just a blank white page. It says Joey at the bottom of it.
Oh. All right. Hang on. Let me
Click on
click
it,
stop.
click on it again.
I'll just go in and save the picture to my computer. If it'll let me. Yep. Save image. Save. I think that was the best picture. This is a better picture. Hang on. Close all this out now.
You're all welcome to join the stream if you want. The link is at the top of the chat. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, don't be strangers.
If you don't want your picture seen, you can turn your camera off and just talk into the microphone or whatever you want to do, or point your camera at the workbench like Joey does, because nobody wants to see his face anyway.
Hey,
Somebody's got to pick on you.
you never pick on me.
Well, I know, but I'm the only one here, so I got to take up the slack.
Yeah. All right, there's that picture. I saved it to the computer. You should be able to. And I blew it up a little bit too.
The stage. Let's see.
Yeah, that's the hood I ordered for this GMC.
We're waiting for it to load.
Oh, it loaded over here. I thought you were looking at it.
Okay, it's there now. Yeah, that's an outlaw style hood.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one I ordered for this truck. It was like $8.
Yeah, it probably would fit the 3500. It's 3500 is more of a flat hood, but it may have. I'll have something similar.
Yeah, this is the. Let's see.
The AMT did that 3500 with an outlaw hood. It was the Pro Street version of that truck.
Yeah,
an outlaw hood and white slicks, and it had a billet grill and a different front bumper.
Yeah, that's the stock hood there, which I'll end up using in the diorama. I'll weather it up and just lean it against the wall or hang it on the wall or something. Same with that grill that I cut out. I'll clean that up and weather it and just hang it on the diorama shop wall.
Yeah.
Yep. That's been my fun times for today. I want to show Ed. Where did it go? Where'd my grill go? I swear that thing is sitting here, looking right at me too, probably. And I'm looking over it. Can you believe this? I've lost my grill.
I see bumpers. I see steering wheel. It's like shocks, tires.
There it is, laying on top of all my files.
Interior
All right, let me put it back onto the cab. And let me get the original. Lay it on top. That one. I can get it to sit there. Okay. Now, all right, so there's the original grill. It was molded into the front bumper, all one piece. I like these grills, but this is a custom truck, and this came with 2 grills. And this was all chromed, and I stripped the chrome today. Well, I cut this grill loose from the bumper because I didn't want to use the roll pan. I'm a bumper fan, old school. This is the custom grill that came with the kit as well. The headlights are in the center, and it's got all these fins that run out this way. And that is going to be basically my custom front end for this truck.
Everett wants to know if that's the GMC one.
Yeah, the hood I showed on here that came with the kit this is a 72 GMC step side. The hood that I bought could be used on the Chevy or the GMC. Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited about this grill and bumper. I get to use that because otherwise I would have had to use this ugly looking freaking girly roll pin. I hate freaking roll pins. And then have a chrome bumper in the back because they don't give you a roll pan for the back.
That's my problem. I don't think I could
pan.
build out a box to save my life.
Huh?
So anymore, I don't think I could build out a box to save my life. I got to change something.
Yeah. Well, these
Can't
roll
build a stock
pans
kit anymore.
I mean, I could handle a roll pan on the rear of a truck, but not on the front. And that would be the roll pan I would have to use with that grill if I hadn't cut the other grill off of that bumper. Like I said, I'm old school. I like chrome bumpers. And if I couldn't have cut that loose in that way, then I would have just used the factory grill. But
yeah, my C10s had painted bumpers, painted grill. Everything was white.
Yeah. And then the interior, it comes with one thing, bucket seats and a center console. And so the interior is definitely going to be custom. Since I lowered it even more than it already was and tucked the wheels in tighter to where they're not sticking out over the fender wells, and tubbed it a little bit in the rear, I might as well just make that grill work with what I want. And that's what I did. And then those that didn't see this that came in, I used a pill bottle to make my inner tubs. Ain't that cool?
Yeah.
And then I like the rear tailgate, got GMC imprinted in it. I'll white all that out after it's painted. And then I got my tail light brackets already glued in. That's all going to be the same color of the truck. I got one step glued in that goes on the side, that step right there. This one keeps falling back off. I thought I'm just leaving it off for now. Focus on other stuff. Anyway, all right. Thanks, John. You can take me off big screen now.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, Ed. Do it your own way or don't do it at all. And my new saying on my videos when they come to an end is going to be if you're building custom, do it with one hand, otherwise you're cheating. Yeah, that'll work.
Well, even with this Firebird I'm working on, I couldn't leave well enough alone to build up a Firebird and put a 302 engine in it. I mean, that was the biggest crime GM ever did, was putting a 302 in a freaking muscle car.
Yeah.
But not no more. It's got a big block in it now.
Uh-oh. Yeah, this is getting a big block. The 572. I got the file ready to be printed. I just got to wait for my. I ran out of resin, so I got to wait for my resin to get here.
I am using the 67 Chevelle motor for the Pro Street 67 Chevelle.
Okay.
Partially. That's the block. It's a 67. Let me do this. There we go. The block and the transmission are from the 67 Chevelle big block, and I guess the valve covers are too. The intake manifold is actually a single carb one from the 67 GTO kit. I had to use the exhaust manifolds from the Firebird because none of my headers will fit the way the A arms are set up in there.
Mm.
But it's going to have air conditioning too, so it's still going to be
Right.
nice.
Huh.
That drops. I got that lined up. So
Pretty good.
It fits right in there. Or it does when I can't put it in and have the I can't put the fan belts on until it's in there on the final.
Yeah.
Because
That's
of the
that
radiator.
GTA kit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
I'll have to put it in and mount it. Once it's all mounted, then I can put the fan belt and pulleys on the front because it won't go in.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing.
The fan shroud's in the way to do that. I could get the fan shroud back, I guess, but there's
Right.
electric fans on it too, I guess. I got those.
Yeah, I was going to go with a Tremec 6-speed in this, but I would have to modify the transmission hump in the interior. So I went with, it's on the grid plate to be 3D printed. I'm going to go with the
Yeah, I got one of those, but it's like,
turbo.
man, I don't have anything.
I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with the Turbo 350 instead. That'll fit right in there. Yeah, he had to put butter on its hips, Edward, to squeeze that engine in there.
Yeah, I'd love to put this transmission in there, but
Yeah, that's the same one I got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's from Miguel. It's 6-speed drag.
yeah. That's the file. I have the file from Miguel. That's just that same one you got right there. That's so cool.
But, I got nothing that'll fit in.
Right.
Well, I had a 82, and it had a stupid 302 in it, and it just sucked. It was so anemic. They tuned it down so bad, and being a small block already, it could just barely. That car could barely get to 70 miles an hour. Of course, the speed limit at the time was only 55, but. Unlike my 77 Firebird, which had the big block Buick motor in it, I was worried I was just a frame if I stepped on the gas too much.
All right.
Had the engine chain down, and I made steel runners to go between the front and the back unit frame parts, just so I wouldn't hopefully not twist the body.
Yeah.
That was my Buddha car. I called it the Buddha car. That was a noise it made. When it was sitting at a stoplight, went Buddha, 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 Buddha.
And as far as my diorama garage goes, I looked at Dollar Store, Family Dollar, Walmart, trying to find those little small, hard plastic type stir sticks or stir straws.
Oh, the coffee stirrers?
And no one had them, the smaller ones anyway. And I found them online and ordered a box.
Like these red plastic ones?
No, they're smaller than that. They're little brown ones. And they're going to work great to represent like conduit that for the electrical for the shop, the conduit line for like the air hoses and
Oh, okay.
things like that. And I can't really move forward on that until I get that stuff on the wall along with the electrical box and get the air compressor plumbed and all that. And then I can start hanging stuff on the walls and getting my toolboxes.
Why not? It never works that way in the real world. You always got to, that's always the last shit. The stuff that should have gone on first is always the last shit to go in.
Well, not here. I do it the right way. Because if I don't, I tear it all down. And if I don't, and then I tear it all down and say, forget it, I'm done with it. So, but anyway, I think I'm going to jump off here. I thought I'd.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Because it was just a random spur of the moment thing anyway. And I didn't figure I'd actually even get anybody because everybody on the East Coast was probably already in bed.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. I appreciate it.
Glad Edward stopped in. And who else we had? We had Jonathan. Thanks, Jonathan. Have a happy birthday tomorrow. And we will talk to you probably on Thursday on Terry's Live. KRD was in here. I'm glad you stopped in.
Yeah.
And we had Paul from Australia here for a while. We had Principal Drew here earlier on. I want to thank him for stopping in. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys.
No problem, buddy. You have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, see you, buddy.